My name is Amy Hassett. I'm a neuroscientist, TV presenter, wheelchair user, and now, thanks to the Crowd4Access project, I'm also a citizen scientist. Science and technology are hugely important in enabling people with disabilities to lead independent lives. Take my chair, for example. And taking part in Crowd4Access is a great way of helping make the world more accessible. One way of participating in the Crowd4Access project is by taking photos of footpaths in your area. Another way is by using photos taken by Crowd4Access volunteers to add information about accessibility to online maps. You can do that from the comfort of your own home. All you need is a laptop or computer and an internet connection. I like to have a cup of tea nearby too. First, you need to go to a website called openstreetmaps.org and then sign up to become a member. You can map using photos you've taken yourself, or you can use photos taken by other volunteers. Today, I'm mapping Tuam, County Galway, because I know the students of St. Charlotte's College there have been taking a lot of photos recently. This is a road in Tuam, and there's no information here on footpaths. If there was, we'd see red dashes on either side of the road. So let's change that. I just need to click Edit. And now I want to see the photos taken by the students. So I click this button over here. Then I go down to Photo Overlay and click Mapillary, which is the app used to take the photos. I'll close the Map Data menu, and all of these green icons that have now appeared are the photos taken in this area. We're only interested in the photos taken of the footpaths. So if I click on one of these icons, a photo pops up. And there's our footpath, as photographed by our citizen scientist from St. Charlotte's. Then I can use the arrows to move up and down the footpath, which allows me to see exactly what it looks like in real life. I'm going to add details for 2 sections of footpaths and a street crossing. I just click Line and then click on the place where I want to start adding the footpath. Click and drag to draw the line, and then double click when you get to the end of the section that you're adding. And once you've drawn your line, you need to tell OpenStreetMaps what it is. So you click on the line, which brings up the Edit menu, scroll down to Tags, and select Highway on the left here. And what kind of highway? It's a footway. Then below that, select Footway. And what kind of footway? It's a sidewalk. And you can see that the colour of my line has changed to white with red dashes, which means that the map recognises it as a footpath. Now, if I scroll up, I see an error message saying, sidewalk is disconnected from other roads and paths. But you can ignore this. It just means you're mapping uncharted territory. And now, I'll just add a line on the other side of the junction to show the footpath there. It can take a bit of time to get used to drawing these lines, but if you make a mistake, don't worry, you can just undo it. Okay, I've added 2 footpaths, but now I want to add details of the crossing from one path to the other. So again, using the line tool, I just draw a line from the path on one side, onto the road in the middle, to the path on the other side, and then double click to finish. And then I click on the line, scroll down, and once again say it's a highway, footway, and then footway, but this time instead of calling it a sidewalk, I'm going to say it's a crossing. And I'm also going to say that it's a crossing that's uncontrolled. Now I want to add a bit more information about the accessibility of this crossing. So I'll just go back to the photos to have a look. If I zoom in on this side, I can see that there's a lowered curb and some tactile paving. And if I go to the other side, again, a lowered curb and some tactile paving. To add this information, we just double click and put a point here on the street crossing line where the curb is located, close to where the pavement and the crossing meet. And then on the edit menu, select barrier. That's because it's a barrier between two features, the path and the crossing. Then we select curb because that's what kind of barrier it is. Then select curb again. And we know from the photos that it's a lowered curb. And up here you can see the option for tactile paving. So I'm going to click and change that from unknown to yes. And that's that side done. Now I'll add one to the other side of the crossing. Before you finish, it's good to have a think about any other information you can add to the map. For example, if there are traffic signals, and if they have sounds or vibrations, you can add that information to the crossing too. Or, if there's a refuge island in the middle of the crossing, you can add that. You can also continue the work of another volunteer if you see footpaths already on the map, helping to extend them further and ensure that they have all the information on curb heights and crossings. But I think I've added all I can to this crossing, so now I need to save and upload my work. I just click the Save button on the top right of the map. Then I need to add a comment describing what I've done. Crowd4Access suggests that you say something like, adding footpaths and crossing to High Street in Tuam, Galway, with the hashtags Crowd4Access and OSM_IRL_footpaths. And be sure to click the box that says, I would like somebody to review my edits. That means another OpenStreetMaps volunteer will check your work, which is comforting. Finally, click Upload, and then all the information you added goes onto the map. There are more detailed instructions available on the Crowd4Access website. And that's how you map for accessibility with Crowd4Access. It's easy, and you get to be a citizen scientist working on a project that makes the world more accessible for everyone. Check out our other video to find out how to take photos in your local neighbourhood for the Crowd4Access project.